Hello.
Hey everyone, how's it going out there?
We have shadow stalkers.
We got shadow stalkers. Cool.
I know bedtime is out there because I'm looking at him.
Oh, what a night. So, I know a couple who are out there who aren't saying much.
I'll start off the conversation. I'll type
Actually,
first.
Wait a minute. I thought, let me check something here.
We lost one.
Okay, I see.
4 again.
Okay, I see 2 comments there on this one, but they're not showing up. Oh, there's yours saying hello.
I don't see any other ones.
Yeah, the evil twin should be on there because his was in that that quarter of 10 minutes of.
All
Yeah.
right, YouTube, quit messing with our stuff, man.
Yeah.
Just
it didn't.
Unhappy.
Interesting, because it's not showing up on the other one either. So only yours is.
Well, there's a notification for your video.
Yeah.
On my Apple, it comes up pretty quick. No other device.
Try this again. Boom.
We have been shadow banned.
Yeah.
Okay, there's yours.
Okay, the second one came up. Yeah. All right, that's the one I just did. The first one's not showing up at all. Oh, well, anybody else out there? So I got 1, 2, 3. Nope, no one else is out there. Everyone's tired. Or YouTube is so, the internet and YouTube is so busy with all the kids on it. Stuff's not going out. Let's see what I got here.
Let me see if it shows up on this one. That will tell me if anybody's going to get a notification. Turn the volume down.
There just popped up on my other one. So people should starting to be getting notifications now.
I got a beat on my device over here to make it work.
Oh, I had an idea.
Ooh, what?
And we discussed this till somebody gets in here. I'm not sure. Is there any way that you could mute everything coming over my live stream and not muting your computer? Whereas if you had a live stream too, and I came on guest, basically we could mute the other's live stream. We couldn't share the same chats, but we'd be on discussing the same thing, both of us live on our own one, but together.
I could probably do something like that through using Streamlabs or something like, or not Streamlabs, but Streamlabs or Slobs, OBS type stuff.
Yeah,
you could probably get something done that way.
Somebody else just 2 other people just joined in there in the shadows.
One's my other computer. One's my tablet. I just wanted to give it some watch time off that one too.
Yeah. So because I was
there's no notifications on Windows and Android devices yet.
Yeah.
Apple got it. Oh, hey, Rolling Homestead. There we go.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
They done it. What'd you do? Probably what we were just talking about.
Yeah. Well, I know that's so actually let's do this. Come on. See? Add that to the chat. There's the link if you want to come up here.
Throw your 10 cents in.
Yeah. Or 25 cents for that matter. Oh, wait, we're talking to flesh and you want to throw your $5. Oh.
All of us sitting at home and not working, and well, some of us just plain not working.
Yeah.
Any and all donations are accepted.
Because I can't figure out how, because I wouldn't, because I can only mute on this, but that's just your microphone. That's not your speaker coming in.
No, like I said, the only way I can think you can do it is using something like Streamlabs or something like that,
or Zoom. Like I bet Mark, that's what Mark's done it on, Zoom.
Yeah, I'm not paying for Zoom and this.
Yeah,
Zoom may have a few more options.
Here he is.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Mark.
How's it going, Gil?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Chilly there?
no, I'm excited.
Well, you need to finish putting out that smoke over there. You're going to let everybody know you're hiding it in the woods.
Yep. I'm actually kind of excited about everything that's been going on, and we've been telling people for years that this has been going on, and now things are coming together, so it doesn't make me look like an idiot.
Agreed. We've all been saying for years that something like this has a possibility of happening, and everybody just rolls their eyes and say, "Oh, you guys are insane. Nothing like that would ever happen to us." Ding,
So-
ding, ding. We have a loser.
In order to do that, you can do it two different ways, which you're talking about. You can go live, and you both can be using one person's, like if you're going to use your StreamYard, you can do that. And then Southern Ohio, all he's going to do is do a screen capture and grab your stuff off of there, and then you just take it on OBS and blow it up. And then you have the two live streams going on two different channels.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did it with 3 people. It was kind of funny, but it gets a little bit hectic because you can't watch each other's chat to see what's going on, and people got confused because they didn't know if they should be on mine or if they should be on Spicy's, and then I was on Tyler's. So we brought everybody, started bringing everybody in and doing live streams. They didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm fortunate. I got 3 different systems here. I can watch everybody.
Yeah,
I'll see all the chats.
See, that's one thing is I have a huge studio, so I've got a 42-inch monitor, I got a 26-inch monitor, and then I got another 26 on the computer. So I can do all kinds of stuff, but people at home don't know what's going on. They're lost.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, I got been talking with Duty Ron. You know who he's at?
Yes, I do. I know.
Okay.
And then we're going to have tonight on our live stream, we are going to have New York Prepper on our live stream tonight and on a panel talking about what's going on in New York and some of the things that him and his family and his group have to go through. So,
okay, what time is that live at?
that is going to be at 8:30 tonight.
Eastern time?
Central time, buddy.
8:30 Central?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 7:30 my time. Because I go live at 8 for my Friday night special. Friday night.
Today's Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, Thursday. Oh, nothing tonight. Yay! Hey, I can come on it tonight. Hey, that's how bad. I'm just. I wound up waking up at 3 o'clock or 3:30 this morning, and so I'm
the other
punched drunk here.
The other thing I'm going to tell you guys is that YouTube and StreamYard don't give out notifications. I still see you don't have anybody but me in here. It says we got 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're doing that. And if you use the word, the C word, we actually are changing that out to V because they will.
Even if you use this V word, they're demonetizing channels on the V word. That's why you call it the Red Dragon.
Oh, okay.
I was just not that one yet.
I haven't got hit. All I've been saying is the V. Then they've left me alone.
Yeah, because Stringfield Ridge Farm put out something about making hand sanitizer, and she used the V word, and they demonetized her channel. She tried to appeal, and they said nope. Hey, Branston Farm. Hey, how's it going?
Demonetize her channel, or just a video?
No, sorry, just the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
Guys,
So
make me nervous.
Yeah, it's just they're pinging channels and stuff, not channels, videos, and then if someone's they at least they were until the shutdown in California, the shelter in place. and then now they're just leaving it up to the AI to do it, and they have very few people reporting to work because they're not essential.
And I seen this morning that everybody's live stream had exactly the same error go across the stream. So they must have shut down all live streams early this morning, and they all came up with this goofy error, which was kind of interesting. But I did want to tell you something, Gil. Besides the fact of numbers being way off, as you knew, I've been fighting this is my 3rd week off of work now. I was sick for 2.5 weeks, and it went through my whole house. And so at one point, I called the hotline for the Red Dragon, and I was talking to a RN, and she put me in contact with a triage nurse. Okay. After I get through all that stuff, they deemed me not necessary to have the Red Dragon test.
All right.
Okay. So now my work says I needed to go and get a doctor's note to come back to work. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still have a cough, and my work is saying, nope, you can't come in here because you're going to make everybody go crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from MD, and I'll tell you a little secret after I got done with this, because this blew my mind.
Yeah.
Due to the overwhelming abundance of tests in the queue at the state laboratories and the rotations of testing to hospitalized patients, we are unable to test for Red Dragon at this time in the outpatient setting, since they're talking about me now, since I've been self-quarantined for 2 weeks. He can return to his normal work duties at this point. Please contact our office if you have any questions. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. I was told by my president that I could go get a test anytime I wanted.
Can I let you in on a secret?
What?
My son came down with the symptoms.
Yeah.
I called Children's Hospital. Sorry, just self-quarantine for now unless it gets worse. Excuse me? Is that all you can do? No, we just can't do it right now unless it gets worse, and you need to quarantine yourselves for 14 days. I said, oh, would you like to know the truth? I said, the actual number should be more like 23 days. They're
not giving out tests. The nurse told me the doctor told me right to my face, the only way that you get the test is if you're in ICU and critical care. Is the only way you're getting the test now, because there's so many tests that are going out. The numbers are, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think they're probably double of what they're in our state alone than what they should be. Are higher than that, yeah. I'm seeing people now that it's getting around the counties of us now. We're at the stay-at-home order. It's actually a stay-safe home order. But the kicker is if you're out walking around and a cop stops you, you can get up to a $250 fine or 30 days in jail, whichever one they want to do.
Yeah. Unless you can prove you're essential people to be out.
Right.
Well, they need to start doing that to parents who let their kids run around outside in groups of 4 and 5 kids outside, which they're coming up with the evidence that kids are carriers more than they are symptomatic.
The only way that they're going to actually, I've been hearing since I've been locked in this stupid house, I got a lot of time to do a lot of research on computers and a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of conspiracy out there, and there's a lot of things that are going on that are probably true behind this. But if they really want to stop this virus, everybody's got to stop moving around, because this thing can be in the air for 3 hours. It can be on a surface for 3 days. And people say if you're 10 feet away, is that still right? Or is that changed too?
More than that, 17 days on the cruise ship after everybody was off.
And it was disinfected.
And it was disinfected. They found live cultures on the ship.
Wow.
17 days.
That's kind of what I thought. That's why I came over to you guys today, because like I said, we are going to be doing our live stream tonight, and there's a lot of questions that a lot of people are asking, and a lot of my guys are telling me, Mark, I listen to this, I listen to that, and then I go listen to this, and it's totally different. I've said, yeah, there's a lot of people out there going and blowing things up and giving false information. And that's why you got to go find the truth. I told them about your channel. I said, go check him out. I said, there's a lot of people out here that are actually doing the research before they get on here and start blabbing stuff around.
Yeah. Well, let's see who all joined us here. We got Brastard 7.62, Lori Jean, Queen of the North, Woodswoman, and
That's it so far.
That's it so far. Hey guys,
Yes, Lori.
Brescombe Farm. I don't think your kids had it back in December. They probably just had the regular flu, which is very similar in some ways. Yeah, it lasted for a week. Yeah, so that's just probably the regular flu, or just one of the other, minor viruses that more than the 72-hour bug one.
And so when I had mine done, they did the influenza A test, and when they did the swab, it came back negative. But the doctor looked at me straight in my face, my whole family, and said, "You guys have this. You have the high temperatures. You have everything like this." And that was even before the Red Dragon was even talked about coming out and having tests. And then after the second week of running high fevers and everything like that, and going back in there and actually having an ambulance ride for one of us because we got so dehydrated, they had to pump 3,200 milliliters of fluid in us. They tested us again for the same exact thing. And said, "Well, I don't understand why this isn't coming up."
Yeah,
you have this now. This gets better. I went back in again. I got tested for it, so that's the third time. After I told them I've been tested for this for 3 times, and then this last time and this was exactly on March 23rd when I went in there, and they had the whole moon suits on. They had the everything on. The hospital was all locked down and quarantined, and the Red Dragon notes on there, park here, and the whole 9 yards. They meet you at the door, everything like that. You go in this room. They tested me another time and said, "Well, we just don't understand."
Well, here's one symptoms that they don't want to explain. When your cough, excuse me, does it feel like you're trying to cough up glass?
It feels like I'm coughing and I have nothing to cough up, and actually gets to the point where my throat gets so dry or scratchy, and my chest hurts so much from coughing, because once you do start coughing, you can't stop. Yeah, it won't stop. And then the other thing that I recently had is that your body starts to feel itchy for no reason. Never had this happen before. It's like you have a rash, but you don't.
And then you want to start touching it, you're automatically drawn to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, those are symptoms that they're not putting out to the general public that Gil and I have known about for, since the end of January.
Yeah.
So
they've been talking about that for a while on the Chinese streams and stuff.
So I heard too that this can be can have after effects. And then
severe ones at that.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Your heart, kidneys, liver can all be affected by it, as well as your lungs.
Great.
Yeah. But some things about the test, some of the tests they were using at first they were getting 3-4 false negatives, and then they finally get a positive. Yeah, I mean, and that's what like with the ones that the Czech Republic was using had an 80% failure rate,
and they were sent from Chinese government. Guess what? Those were Generation 1 kits. They didn't send out any of the Generation 3 kits that they made. Those are Generation 1 kits, which are 80 to 90% wrong every single time. Both and negative results are wrong. So, and that's what we're using here in the U.S. at the moment, is the stuff that China shipped over here. Said, "Here, take all the kits we never used. We didn't use them because they sucked."
Mm-hmm.
I thought Trump didn't want to have anything to do with those kits, and we made our own. Or is that a big old farce?
We are now. That's why a lot of the numbers are actually starting to go up exponentially, is because we are starting to use our own kits.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
but it's going to take time for all those kits to get disseminated to other states.
Yeah, But yeah.
What do you guys think of those drive-throughs? He almost chokes on his coffee.
Yeah, the drive-throughs, unfortunately, every hypochondriac out there are the first ones in line using kits that they should not even be being tested for, that can be used for other people that really need to be tested.
Yeah.
They need to put a stipulation on those drive-throughs. If you have a dry cough and are having hard times breathing, drive up. If you're not coughing, stay up home.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they should also the other thing too is I forget which group was doing it. The not Red Cross.
Salvation.
No, Blood Bank. And they were testing people who have had one of those digital, infrared thermometers. They had a temperature. No, sorry, you can't give blood. And so
they've already proven that the poo-poo head red thing that's flying around is not in the blood itself.
Yeah. But
there's very little risk of transmission through blood.
Yeah, but they didn't want them coughing in there and spreading it to all their people.
They got to just put a mask on them.
Yeah.
Put gloves on them. Put a face shield on them, so if they sneeze or cough, it only gets on themselves.
Yeah.
There was one of my relatives lives in Alabama, and they said that they had some vehicles were having the Red Cross stickers on them, and they're pulling in your driveway and saying that they were going to give you the the dragon test. And it was all a scam. And then they were going there and looting and doing everything else.
Yeah, I put up a thing on Facebook with some pictures of the guys walking around. They're in the Tyvek suits, but with their little hoodies on, but they got ball caps on or they got beanies on. And it's like, and one of the pictures they have sunglasses on. It's like, no, these are not.
Nope.
Healthcare workers.
There's no EMS that know that not to wear any kind of ball cap in a situation like that you're going to wear.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to show up here. I'm going to have a field day because I'm going to record it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And he's got the CCTV outside too.
So do I. I recorded a bear this last fall that decided to show up on the porch here, and all the security lights turned on and the camera was recording, and it was pretty funny. He bailed real quick when the lights come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I plan on putting the fear of God into these bozos if they show up.
Well, I've
got a full outfit ready to go, and I'm gonna look like Freddy Krueger jumped out of a bad nightmare.
Yeah, I was talking to a good friend of mine last night, and he was pretty worried, and because if you guys don't know this, there are other sides of us. There are people out here that do not want to help people. All they want to is hate. And
there's several people here on YouTube that have made the exclamation lately that's exactly what they intend to do.
Yeah.
People need to be shut down.
We really need to be thinking about this. And he says, you're the king of this. What do we do? And I said, one thing I'll tell you is if they are true to what they're saying, they're counting rounds. And I said, if you make sure that you rotate your cartridges, I said, do 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 12, 9, whatever, because if they are truly who they say they are, they're going to count rounds. And that way you got two extra. And he says, you know what? I never ever heard of that. And I said, really? I said, that's been in the military a long time. We always did that.
All mine are loaded.
You always rotate your clips because you want people to don't know how many rounds you got in there.
Yeah.
So that was
shame on you, Lori.
Lori, that was just wrong.
But funny in so many ways.
Yes. I'm
missing things, I think.
She said, man, open the door naked. They'll run away.
Yeah. I noticed it took on the StreamYard side here, it took about 30 seconds for her comment to roll up, but it popped up on the other stuff really quick. Yeah, the only thing is Someone else I was talking with about this offline about the people coming around. They go, "Oh yeah, if I see somebody in white suits coming to the door, I'm going to get a good mouthful of spit, open them, go, ah, and just sneeze all over them. Like, I got it. Yeah, good, you're here. You can help me," and watch them run away.
Well, the other thing I thought was funny is they're talking about masks, and one of the biggest things that I know, especially in the stuff that I've dealt with, is beards. If you have a beard, that mask is absolutely useless.
Yeah. Unless you do what Dave did up here. Dave.
So the mask actually fits right behind it.
Right, exactly. And like mine, they were putting the mask on me because I was coughing, and I've got a full beard, and I'm like, and I looked right at her, and I said, that ain't gonna work.
All it does is stop what's coming straight out.
Yep,
but
I said
the sides is still
exactly. And she says, "Well, it's just here for the precaution," and I'm like,
some precautions better than none, I guess, but
yeah.
It would have been better off putting a face shield on top of that, over top of that mask.
Yeah.
That way it would have actually done a little bit more, but oh, heavens to Betsy, they better not issue you a face shield. Their hospital administrators will go bonkers.
I got all that stuff anyway.
Yeah, me too.
I just could not believe I seen how many different types of errors were going on there for somebody that's trying to keep this under control. And then this is the other part. After they see that I'm coughing and I'm hacking, right? And she comes in and checks me, says, "Well, you just have a post V cough." Okay, it says right here in the note, post V. So she takes her suit, tears it off, throws it in the garbage, takes her gloves off. I'm still in the room. I'm still coughing.
What she doesn't realize is what they're not telling people is even people who are post, as she put it, are still contagious.
But they will not give you that test because I don't meet the criteria of being in the ICU in a fever.
Right. What's the okay? You're in
in Wyoming.
I'm in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, yeah. Okay, yeah, because I know in believe it or not, in California, they're doing all sorts of drive-up tests and stuff and everything, and it's like, yeah, they're getting they're running through so many friggin' tests there because you got, like I said, everybody and their brother who thinks they might have something, but don't know what the symptoms are, and not even checking to see what the symptoms are before they do, are running off to get tests, and they're just burning through tests there in California.
New York is the only state we've got right now that's actually doing a pretty bang-up job of trying to get this under control. I mean, I can't stand Cuomo for anything as far as his political views and his actions. I mean, I don't hate the guy personally, but I mean, personality-wise, he may actually be a really nice guy, but his political views and the actions he takes politically, I can't stand. But he's actually done a pretty bang-up job trying to get a handle on this.
He's the one he's the only one, too, of everybody that I've talked to. I got a video that about the whole thing they're doing here. He's the one that locked down his whole state tighter than a drum, correct?
He's trying, but problem is over 3 million New Yorkers left the state of New York just before the lockdown went into place, trying to vacate to other states.
Yeah, a bunch went to their Florida places, and others jumped across to Jersey and stuff. And I know I've seen several postings on Facebook as well saying if you're from this part of the New York State, stay there. Don't come to the rest of us and bring the contamination out to us.
Yeah, when this is over, we'll let you come back, but until then, stay at home.
Yeah, stay home.
All right, so my lovely governor here, Mr. Tony Evers. Like I said, I'm gonna. Tony Evers just made staying at home I mean, you can still go out and walk your dog and do so. It's hilarious. It's a joke.
Yeah, stay at home, but go ahead and go outside anyway.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
I mean, Louisiana is going to turn into another hot spot pretty quick because they allowed the St. Patty Day parade thing to go on, and people were shoulder to shoulder for 2-3 miles.
Yeah.
That is a petri dish out in the open, waiting to happen.
Well, that's because it's the bottom dollar. That's the same as other places. Is some of these things are so huge, and that's their whole annual income for that town for the whole year. So they let them run.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Fort Bliss got a reserve unit from New York, and now it has it on the base.
Yep. There's a lot of people that I've heard that from. Where is that? Here we go. They are using John Hopkins tracker too.
And Johns Hopkins is slow and not always up to date. That's
right.
Exactly. Roy Labs.
Use what?
Roy Lab stats.
Yeah. Here, let me. I'll show you Roy Lab stats here.
Just
okay, stream. Let's go. Come on, let's go. There it goes. Yeah, this is Roy Labs, and theirs is a lot quicker. Right now, Roy Labs says 69,709, and Hopkins says 69,684. So they're 300 off there.
Yeah.
Roy Labs will update, and it'll probably take at least a half an hour to 3 hours for John Hopkins to catch up. For a while there, it was taking John Hopkins a couple days to catch up.
Looks like the world has got a case of measles.
Yep. Just for I'm not going to laugh and giggle anymore, because this is beyond laughs and giggles. Find the right spot here. This one here. Yeah. New York City is at 20,000 according to John Hopkins.
It has more than most countries.
Yeah.
And that's only in a week's time.
So right now,
a little over a week, because back on the 17th, they barely had anything.
Yeah. And right now, New York would come in 8th worldwide if they were their own country.
Right now, one of our counties down here, they have the most, and that would be down in Milwaukee. Right now, they have 8 deaths now just in that area, or in Wisconsin. But it just says now a 57-year-old just died, woman.
Yeah.
The only thing good about Johns Hopkins is you can actually find your county and see if there's anything in your county.
Yeah.
Or you can check your state's health department. If you type in the name of this, then cases, and then your state, you should be able to find your state's health department, and it should list your counties as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because like Hopkins says, Milwaukee, Wisconsin has 4 deaths.
Well, that's that. They're saying we have a total of 8 in Wisconsin right now.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing too. With where my wife is at in California. Let me get over here to California here, or California. So long as it's got Governor Nuisance. Yeah, he's been a pain in the butt for too many years. But
he's got such a pretty face.
See, yeah, for Contra Costa, it has 108 with 1 death. They finally caught up here. Day before yesterday, Roy Labs was like 30 behind what the news was reporting for Contra Costa County. So it's like, so I have I've Google searches that I've had up for about a week and a half now, that I just go refresh and get the latest news blip coming out for California, Contra Costa, Idaho, because I'm up here in Idaho now, and the numbers that are showing up on the Hopkins site are sometimes 4 hours behind what I get on the news, and then
this is really crazy, Gil. Google just changed the outlay of their site.
Yep.
And just since last night, and I start typing in John Hopkins, and it starts showing me all these different John actors.
Yeah.
I actually had to put in John Hopkins, and now it's just giving me the university. Like before yesterday, it would automatically pop up in there.
Well, see, I've got my history set, so all I have to do is type in the letter G, and my search bar automatically fills out the rest of it.
Right.
But yeah, I when I was doing some checking last night too, I noticed that when I was searching for it and I typed in the name I needed to have in there, but it didn't come up as the primary one. It came about 5 down and had all these other weird things, which when I tried to I typed in Roy Labs stats, and it kept trying to give me the Royals baseball stats.
Yep, they're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what leads to panic. I did a little thing on the mental,
Hey, prepping to it there.
Being a little bit more mentally prepared for this kind of stuff. And I said, you know what? If they'd have just came out right from the very beginning and said, look, folks, the primary transmission is droplet, but it is more than likely airborne. This stuff can sit on surfaces for over a week. You need to be prepared. Less people would have ran out and panic bought toilet paper.
The thing of it is
still would have been a run on it, but
yeah.
less, because people would have been smart and said, okay, we have to have food now. There's a chance that we may be stuck at home for a while. Yeah. If they'd have been truthful from the start, a lot less of this idiocy that's going on with kids at beaches saying it ain't going to affect us with the old people, let them die. We're the ones going to run this country here soon.
What about these I don't want to be any kind of mean, but these young individuals that decided they're going to go and start licking toilet seats in Walmart shelves.
That's just gross in the first place. I wouldn't do that. Even dead drunk, I wouldn't do anything like that. I have some mental faculties that tell me that's a bad idea no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark, this is a spreadsheet I came up with from using some of the stuff I used to do when I was at DHS.
Yeah.
So basically what we have here is right now I'm just running across the this is today current numbers I just loaded, the number of US deaths, the recovery rate, and based on that it would be a 63% death rate. However, because the recovery rates are 2 weeks behind, I have this other column that basically I'll take this number against 2 weeks back. And so then we have a 6.2 death rate. But if I pull the bonehead stuff that a lot of the news agencies are doing and run the death against just the current cases, then you get that 1.3 they're talking about on the news, which is totally wrong because these are not resolved yet. The only way you can get a rate is to use the resolved number, which is, these here. And so, because I got another hidden column in here of the number that has a resolved rate that is this number here plus this number back here. And that's how I get the 62 by using that number. Or the 6.2. But yeah, so even at 6.2 is still way higher than the common flu.
Right. And the thing that's starting to worry me you just showed me this, Cook, Illinois right now has 1,418 confirmed, 14 deaths, 0 recovered, and there's 1,400 active. Now, if I go to Madison, Wisconsin, they've got 88, 1 death, and 87 are active. But I look up here and I go to Minneapolis and I go to the Hempton, Minnesota. They have 111 active. Confirmed is 111 with 0 deaths. If you look at Wisconsin on your map on here and it's wrapping right around Wisconsin, like these certain, like Detroit here, I'm looking at here, they have in Wayne, Michigan, they have 1,122 confirmed, 21 deaths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, you missed it. If you just realized I shaved, it's been a week since I shaved online here on a live.
So it's actually, as I'm seeing this, it is actually coming up into the in Quebec. No, I have a homestead channel, the Quebec Homestead,
Mhm.
and they are on complete lockdown. And right now I'm looking, they got 1,342 up there with 6 deaths.
Yeah.
I guess they're going well, it looks like chicken pox map going on here. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Ontario. Yeah.
It's running right up the Great Lakes, right on the,
Yeah. Ontario here, 688 with 13 deaths. And Quebec, 1,013.42
Yep.
with 6 deaths. Yeah. Now, the one thing that Canada does have advantage over us, yeah, they have some, the big cities like Toronto and Montreal and stuff like that. But when you get, the farther you get away from their big cities, the quicker it becomes rural.
People get more spread out fast.
People get more
Whereas the
spread
UP
out
and Michigan
faster.
doesn't have very many cases. UP in Michigan is that way. In some areas, your closest neighbor's 5 miles away.
That's like how it is out here. We're pretty secluded and we're pretty off the map. And one thing I am noticing, we have our one road that goes by the house here, and I'm still seeing traffic, but I'm not seeing like I usually would see.
Mm-hmm.
Them dirty rotten scoundrels.
Yeah, like here, Valalis, Wisconsin County has 1 case, but they're way up there in the north.
Yep.
Bayfield County, 1 case. Douglas County has 4.
Yep.
And then I guess this is Marquette, Michigan has 1.
Look at Minneapolis. You see that big red dot?
Yeah.
111. Now, if you back out there, it looks like it's wrapping around the lake, and it's wrapping around on the east side of Wisconsin and going up into the Minnesota, Sioux Falls, all that other stuff, Iowa. But you're absolutely right. If you look at the big cities, Madison is the capital. There's 88 and 1 deaths, but now you go down to Milwaukee, and there's 333 cases down there with 3 deaths.
Yeah.
So the more populated, just like you said, the closer you are together, the more cases that you're going to have here.
Well, the big thing on that is New York with the subway system. Somebody sneezes on a subway train that's inbound on New York, and you're going to be on that train for another half hour. How many people, and the air's getting circulated within the subway train, how many people are going to have a good chance of getting contacted by that virus? And that's why they are up at 20,000 for New York City alone. And then Nassau is at 3,000. And Westchester is at almost, it's at 4,700 basically.
I just went to pull that up myself because I wanted to look at the middle of Michigan. And my entire search history is vacant.
See, I told you, they
wiped out my search history.
Yep. Google I shut down last night. I had New York Pepper on, and we're discussing our live stream what we're going to be doing tonight, and writing down some notes and some things that he wanted to ask and stuff like that. And when I shut down last night, it was 12:30 at night, and I went and looked. It came up perfectly fine. Everything worked normal. I turned my system on now, and like I said, everything is wiped off, and I got to start all over.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys. I'm going to go get some coffee.
All righty.
Thanks, Lori.
Yeah.
What?
Lori just posted a link. That's all. I just said thanks, Lori.
Yeah, Lori put up the Roy Lab link.
I'm going to do like I do for everybody. I jump off quick there we go. Share it out.
Yeah.
So there's another thing, Gil, that we got to really talk about, I guess, is Google is trying to hide this.
Yeah. Hey, Uncle Al.
That was mean, Jerry. walking up and coughing like that. That's what causes people to panic buy TP.
Oh, there's a little video clip on Facebook, Jerry. It shows a bus stop, and there's like 6 people standing at the bus stop, and a lady farther in front of them, closer to the curb. And she, all of a sudden, she goes up to sneeze, and she kind of turns around a little bit as she sneezes, and they all start spraying her down with all these different sprays and stuff. And one guy pulls out a gun and bang, 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 and they spray her all down. Then they start spraying themselves down. It's like Lysol and stuff, and then they go back to normal and stuff. Got to be careful. There may be somebody out there who may react very violently to someone coughing at them or sneezing at them.
He says he didn't mean to. Gary, it's just like you didn't mean to see that ferro rod explode the way it did.
But yeah, folks, don't, now's not the time to be the jokester out there.
Do me a favor, Gil, seeing as how I can't pull that up right now and I can't find it in my search history. Would you slide over to Michigan?
Michigan. Okay, so
right in the middle of the mitten. There's a county called Isabella.
Okay, so zoom in a little bit.
Another wonderful line.
Claire, Isabella, 2 and 2.
Just tell me.
Oh, two confirmed, 2 active.
It's not just a post cough. It's actually.
Oh, that's where my old church is.
Yeah.
Isabella County.
And down below it is 2. To the east of it is 6. Farther to the east of it is 3. To the west of it is 2. So yeah, it's pretty sparse there too.
So the cell phones are still showing us our search history. That's odd.
Yeah.
Because Google is on everything. So that's weird. Why did they shut down the main computers and not the cell phones?
Oh, it's
YouTube. That's probably how they did it. If your YouTube channel is showing anything to deal with any of those sites, they probably wiped it. See as how my only other device.
All right, my
should only show what you've done so far today.
No, I got stuff from a couple days ago. Idaho, Ohio homestead update vlog 14. And, that was that one. Okay, all right, you're right. No. Soy makeup face wash remove, Sophia. Okay, that's a couple days ago. But yeah, let's see here. If I do the
go start typing in your browser bar.
Okay, hang on here. Okay, so Thursday, Wednesday. So if you go, it's just still in there, but it's not showing it in as they redid their.
No, my search history is completely wiped out.
You went into the deep history?
Yes, I did. Wiped out.
Okay, my deep history's still here.
I'm gonna check mine once.
See, my deep history is still here. Yeah, because I was looking for a couple days ago. I was looking for a Thompson Contender barrel for mine.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah, so
mine's still there too. The only thing I don't have is I don't have the history on the Google browser bar where if I start typing, it automatically fills it in.
Yeah.
Well, they must really not like me then. Sorry, people. I boo-booed.
So
hey, Google, YouTube, take a flying leap off a short pier.
Yeah.
Get out of our personal space and do what you do. Host stuff. Let us deal with the other stuff.
Okay, I want to check something against this here real quick. Okay, so last night was last night at 11 o'clock. It was the number of deaths for US was 1054. So you can see here that Roy Labs, almost 11 hours later is still behind on the number of deaths. So yeah, there's some things they run behind on, and other times they'll run it up and they'll be spot off over here. They'll just be like 7 or 8 behind on this number here. Other times, like this, right now we're 11 hours behind on some of their information.
They're trying to break you up again, Gil.
Yeah, I just hear that too. A little robotic-y.
That's what's wrong with Gil. He's actually a robot. Darn it.
Okay, okay, yeah. Sometimes when I get our internet here is really,
Poopy.
we have Sparklight, which bought out Cable One, and when they bought it out, the service went down the toilet.
Okay.
You'll get that. You'll get that robotic. You get that really robotic talk too, Gil, if you get too many tabs open because your bit rate that you're actually pushing out, your internet can't handle what you're doing. So when you're pulling stuff up and you're talking on a live stream, if you got a really crappy internet, that'll cause you issues. So what I do is I'll have my tabs open because we use satellite for ours. I'll have tabs open that I want to talk about, and then I just click on them, and that way I'm not searching the internet.
Yeah, I'm going to as far as the search history goes, I'll caveat the fact that I probably do a lot more research and pulling up websites that talk about this than most anybody else.
Probably.
Hey, I don't do anything.
That's all my history from last night is gone. I do have my history. Oh, there goes Gil. I do have my history, like my deep history, like Gil has, but anything that I did last night as far as anything on this is all gone. All the states I was checking in to see the stats and the statutes of their law on the stay-at-home order, all that's gone. Which irritates the crap out of me now because that means I got to start over, and I got till 8:30 to get it back up and running.
Yeah, I thought I had mine set well enough I didn't have to start copy pasting links in a Word document, but I guess I'm going to have to.
Yeah, there's nothing anymore that that's why I laugh when I got friends that are still, oh, I don't want nothing to do with the government. I said, well, if you got a YouTube channel, the government knows who you are. So
yep, you're not hidden.
You're not hidden anymore.
They might not post comments, but they watch.
Well, it was really strange though this morning that all your guys's was the first live stream. I clicked on 5 different live streams this morning with the same error message.
Yeah, it's the stupid AI. There's nobody in the office to control it, so it's being let run rampant. And it's supposedly a smart AI that's supposed to learn. Heaven help us.
And now they're coming up. I got a bit on some of my channels that I watch. It says this video has been removed for violating YouTube's terms of service.
Yeah, and they put out a notice a week ago stating, well, there's nobody going to be in the office to monitor this, so it may take down videos that do not violate our terms of service.
Yep.
So we're sorry in advance, and SOL to you.
Yeah, you're just out of luck.
Yeah. So, like I started to say, because Sparklight has when they took over from Cable One, their DNS servers are not in the United States, supposedly. From what I've heard, they're overseas. And so I got this just now. What happened here? Let me put this up here.
What are you talking about? Speak layman's terms here, Gil.
Well, basically, the internet just went down here, and it said when I did the troubleshooting, it says the DNS server isn't responding. Well, their DNS server is not in the United States.
That's for the server that you have to connect to in order for your internet to work.
Yeah,
DNS stands for Direct Service Link. Is what it basically.
So who's playing with the internet?
Well, no, it's the company Sparklight. They're cheap, blankety blank.
Oh,
and that's the only thing we have here besides going to satellite. And so, yeah,
it's worse.
Yeah,
actually, guys, I'll tell you what, and this just might be because I lucked out and I got a good satellite provider, but mine are running off 2 towers and they're pointed at me because I told them I was a YouTuber. So I have 20 up, 20 down. That is directed right to me at all times.
Awesome.
So I was really lucky and fortunate to be able to do that. And I know the tech guy, and he's like, well, you got 2 towers pointing right at your house. He says, I'll take 2 of them and I'll just shove them right at it so that when you do go live, that's why I always do a speed test before I go live too. I know exactly what I'm bringing in.
Yeah. Yeah. So long as because right now when I went out, the entire town went out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's all Gil's fault. People over there,
yeah.
Gil, it's his fault. He's trying to do a live stream.
And not only did our town go out, the town across the highway went out too. Everybody down in this part of Idaho that was on Sparklight went out.
And the sad thing is the more we get people actually starting to stay at home, the worse this is going to get.
Yeah, because you're just going to overrun and you're going to fill a system up, and it just is not going to compete.
Yeah.
The same thing too is I'm so worried with the electrical grid and stuff like that, and the EMP whole theory. And they have the equipment and the knowledge to fix this issue, but when people start to stay home, what are they going to do? They're going to consume more power.
Brownouts.
Huh?
Brownouts.
Yep.
We're
And
just seeing brownouts without people having to use air conditioners yet, which is unheard of this time of year.
Right, and like us up here, we're still way up in the Northwood, so we still, luckily, a long time or just recently, we threw up a secondary heat source that is self-contained and self-ran by itself. I don't need blowers. I don't have to any of that. A good old-fashioned standalone wood stove that I can cook on.
Yeah. Okay. During that outage there, Roy Labs just updated it. It went from 69 something to 74,319.
Yeah. So I heard so many different things now that one of the things I heard yesterday, which I couldn't even believe came out of his mouth, is that he's hoping that he can start to turn this around by Easter.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
I know that. I couldn't believe that came out of his mouth because he's going to be tracking that one.
Here's the sad fact. Mr. Trump is caught between two political parties. And some of those people in those different political parties are on his panel for this. And so he's getting two different stories driven by two different political parties. And he's trying to make the best guess he can and then tell the person that writes his speeches, this is what I want to say. And there's no guarantee that person's actually following what he says. So sometimes you can tell when he's reading his speech or when he goes off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
When he's going off the cuff, his mannerisms change, his posture changes. He actually gets, he bolsters himself up just a little bit, trying to project, hey, I'm the one in authority here, and this is my opinion. And when he's reading a speech, he's a lot more relaxed. You can see he looks down a lot more, and his speech is a little bit more fluid because he's reading it.
Yeah.
So my sister is part of the school system. This is another thing I was going to tell you. They came in when they did the shutdown. They told them right up front that the school year of actually going to school is over. The homeschooling. They will get paid through the season, but they have to come to school to help distribute the food in the morning and at lunchtime, and then they still get paid. But the funny thing is their last meeting that she went to, they were talking about firing school back up in September. When they left that meeting, they were told that do not expect anything until maybe sometime in December of next year.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the, let's see if I can bring it back up here again.
Hey, Gil, you said before the live stream that we'd hit Italy before the end of the day. 74 away.
Yeah, we're 74. But Italy still needs to cycle up here in the next 10 minutes or so.
Check the cough.
Yeah.
Lori Jean, speeds. That is how fast your internet is working at your home. So if you have an upload speed of 20 and a download speed of 80, that's not bad. But the more people that get on it, your download speed is going to drop down like 10, and your upload speed will drop down to like 2, which means every third herd B. You see what I'm saying? Everything's going to break up really bad.
Yeah, it's the it's probably all the data is being transferred in so many bits per second or nanosecond, whatever, and then it's just it's a pain. Hey, Hardneck Farms. Who else did I miss? The Whiskey Scout is in here, and who else was popping in here? Everybody, go back there at the thing. Okay. Yeah. So I got booted out by I lost my internet connection there for a couple minutes. Thanks to
whole county down.
Yeah, just about. It's like, well, once you're up in Idaho Falls, which is 15 miles, actually even up, 4 miles up the road in Shelley has multiple options because they're a bit bigger. And then you get up to Idaho Falls, you have a bunch of different options of internet providers up there. But down here we have one, and they, this little fly by night outfit called Sparklight bought out Cable One, and when they did, everything went. And so when I start going and you start seeing flickers and stuff, I get ready for me to go out for 2 or 3 minutes. But of course, right now, this is also one of the heavy use times, probably with all the school district, everyone doing all the kids doing their online classwork stuff.
Yeah, my kid's supposed to start next week. I told him, I said, if you want him to do it, you're gonna have to provide the tablet, because I'm not downloading on any device of mine that school stuff, because that will limit my ability to access certain things like YouTube, Johns Hopkins, Labs, stuff like that, because they don't want the kids to see it. Yeah. My son is fully aware of what's going on. He's fully aware that this is very bad. And for those out there who keep saying, and we have YouTubers who keep saying, this isn't nothing, don't worry about it. And I called him out the other morning, Steve. It's bad.
You have.
I don't care what you say, Steve. I love you like a brother, Mr. Corsair Trainers, but this crap is bad. Okay, maybe it's not hitting you, but guess what? It hit me, and I do everything I can to keep my son safe, and it's still in my house.
It's actually that there's so many people out here that are living in a bubble, and they can't handle any kind of stressful environment. Did you hear that thing that they're actually going to have counselors come up and psych people to help people to de-stress and stuff like that because of this going on in these bigger cities?
Yeah. Well, Steve, I think Steve can handle it, but he's being misled by people around him. I don't want it to happen, but unfortunately, some of these YouTubers are not going to understand how serious this is until it hits their family.
Mm-hmm. Well, along the same lines, a real famous guy who I like his TV show and his books and stuff, was out there saying, was saying, blah blah blah, it's not that bad. People stop doing this. All of a sudden, boom, I got it. And then he tried doing a day by day shot of his stuff, and I think he did day 3, and that was it. He was just so sick and so bad off that he could, and he goes, this is so bad. This is not what I thought it was.
People, I'll tell you what, when you go through this, when you get hit with it, it comes in stages. Not only are you dealing with such a high fever and body aches, but you have zero energy. Literally, it took everything I had to get out of the bed, to go to the sink to get water, to make myself drink, because I knew that I was going to get dehydrated. And then running, the other problem with this stupid thing is that your temperatures get so high that you literally have to use ibuprofen, and you got to run with
but here's something
Tylenol.
I didn't tell you. There's something they didn't tell you. Do not use NSAIDs of any kind if you have this. The reports are coming out of Italy, France, Germany, Belgium, EU. Do not use NSAIDs if you have this.
What's NSAIDs?
Aspirin, or not aspirin, but Tylenol, Excedrin. Those are NSAIDs.
Oh,
if you look at the bottom, it says NSA or SIDS or something like that. Hold on.
So why are they saying that?
NSAID, NSAID. It's because it actually causes the virus to become more virulent.
Nice.
Yeah, they're not telling people that. But if you watch Dr. John Campbell, he was the third person in a week's time to actually come out and say this. The problem is our country's not listening, and we've got too many people over here who expect everything to be handed to them and won't listen to nobody with reason.
So then the other thing is that you can ginger will actually help you with fever and headaches.
Mm-hmm.
So will willow bark, all that other stuff. But I did not know. I know for a fact that
Well, see, Bear is a mild aspirin.
Yeah.
Air should be safe, but don't quote me on that because I'm not a medical professional.
The thing that I was really nervous about, I guess, is that these temperatures get so high where you're starting to bake your brain. You're looking at
You have to be
104.
The new report says 107 point something is where your brain starts to go cooking.
Really?
Anything under 104, yeah. Because last year Charles came down with the flu. His temp was 104.2. I freaked out a little bit. I called the hospital and I said, send an ambulance. Well, what's his temp? 104. Oh, he's fine. No, he's not fine. Get me a damn ambulance.
Yeah.
So when I call, they get nervous. Oh gosh, it's him again. Just send what he needs. We don't want to argue with him.
Right.
Okay, we just passed Italy. We're in the number 2 position.
Yep, I knew it.
75 to 61.
But Italy will update again this evening because we're in their sleepy time right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That is just crazy.
No, NSAIDs are the actual pill. This little teeny thing right here that says aspirin.
Yeah, we're switching over to the willow bark, and we're using the ginger.
Morning, Lisa.
More to the medicinal side of things because I don't like medicine to begin with.
Personally.
And there's a lot of, I'm not sure how much research on it, but there's a lot of people swearing that the elderberry syrup, it has anti-V properties.
It does, but it's dangerous because it also has other properties in there that can, if you have outlined kidney issues or liver issues or any of those other things, elderberry will hurt you.
Yeah.
That's why, we were talking about, everybody's asking me, the wild edible side of things and the medicinal side of things. And I'm like, if you do not have a good understanding of your body and what's going on with your body, you can react really harshly to this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not just ibuprofen either. All your high-powered drugs like Vicodin and stuff like that are NSAIDs as also.
Yeah, she came back here with it: Advil, Motrin,
Teradol, which is
Teradol. Yeah.
No, it had not been debunked.
Hey, you want to send me that? Put that link of that in the chat, Gil.
The link of which one?
That doctor you're reading all them about the.
Oh, Dr. John Campbell.
Yeah.
I don't have his. Dave, can you got that one?
No, but I'll have it in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Brassard said they put me on because of they said that I had bronchitis on top of this also, so they put me on the steroids, which I didn't take because I knew better.
Yep. Steroids bad.
Yeah, steroids are bad.
Incoming link.
Thank you, sir.
I have to use an alternative method to get it in there, but I got it.
Yeah, so it should be popping up here shortly. There it is.
All right. I think I watched this guy at some point here.
This up here.
And the thing is, some people are not completely aware of. They just take what the doctor throws at them and they say, okay. Are inhalers. Inhalers are steroidal.
Yeah.
You're on an inhaler. You do not want to get this crap.
Albuterol is actually, it opens.
It'll be breathing through fiberglass.
It's a steroid that actually opens up your bronchioles and stuff like that. So, yeah, you don't want to be dealing with that.
Okay, so get you there.
I'm going to go check my
Thank you, Lori, for again taking over the comedic relief.
Yeah, but you'll have to use green makeup though.
She's got some.
Or go to one of those body paint, the people body paint. Guys can get painted all green and do all the
Nah,
stuff and get a green wig.
she's gonna be a She-Hulk. She needs to be pink.
Okay. All right.
She's got to put the she in the Hulk. She got to be pink.
All right. What's going on here? All right. I lost something here.
Best part of waking up is not having Folgers in my cup.
Exactly.
Oh,
Come on here. Yeah. It's not what I wanted.
What'd you want?
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Got Lori's a Hulk Smurf.
All right. So I gotta go this one here. I go there. That's what it goes there. Okay. Pulled the wrong one down there. Let's
Asthma.
try this
You don't
again.
wanna get this if you got asthma either. Most people who have asthma that wind up with this wind up on ventilators. That's why
Yeah.
Como is screaming, please send them. Because the majority of the New York population, guess what? Has asthma.
Asthma. Okay. All right. So the link that was put out there by Bedtime Stories with Charles is, come on, there it is. So this is Dr. John Campbell's channel here. And
he
so
provides factual information. He is
Yeah.
not some conspiracy theorist. He's not driven by a political party. He's not even a prepper.
so
Well, he is now, but he wasn't.
yeah.
He might
Yeah.
not acknowledge it, but
So there's his channel, guys. I want to go check out. And he talks about different things. So that's his. And China just updated their numbers. Again, they went up a little bit more.
but those are not natural cases.
Yeah.
Imported bullpucky. They did not
And if-
cross it.
And if a person has been declared cured and a week or two later, after they've been declared clear, gets it again, they're not counting that as a new case.
Nope.
They're counting that as a research. Yeah.
They're not counted at
But
all.
actually, they are now. They got a different classification for it, but they're not counting it as a new case. They're calling it a new positive.
so I heard that you can actually get this the third time you're dead. Is that what you guys have heard too? That you get this
No,
stuff
I haven't
every
heard
time?
that.
I haven't heard that one.
Okay,
That sounds like fear porn to me.
that's kind of what I was thinking too. It's kind of like
You know, I will do a comedy spoof video this evening. Sometime, somehow, I will try and get it filmed.
Yeah.
It's going to be just a spoof. It's not going to be serious. I'm going to play on fear porn. But in the title, it's going to say, this is a comedy spoof, not serious. Don't flip out. And you know how well that'll go. People won't read the title. They'll just watch the video and go, oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I have your channel, bud.
Southern Ohio prepping.
Yeah. Lori's doing the comic relief again. Now she's a Hulk Smurf.
Mm-hmm. You didn't see the comment I left her for her birthday message this morning? I typed in, "Aw, my little Smurfette's birthday."
All right, Gil. Well, we're gonna take off and try to get some stuff done around here on the homestead, and then I'm gonna start to build stuff up here and do some more research for our live stream tonight and get things going for that.
Yeah. All righty. And so that live stream you're talking tonight is at what time again?
Is at 8:30, and if you're going to be off, I might. You got Zoom there, bud?
No, I don't.
It's easy to use.
It's easy to use. I might bring you up because there's a lot more information here that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a really positive influence to people because we're not trying to scare people. We're trying to educate people what's going on. And I actually try to, you know, with everybody being locked down and stuff, I'm just trying to make everybody have somewhere to get their mind off of things. But there's so much garbage out there that is falsehood.
Yeah.
That it might be a really good idea to have you two in the chat. And either that or I can bring you both up because I got Zoom, so I can have up to 100 people in there if I want to.
Oh, did
Okay.
they raise it up due to this? Because I know at one time it was just 10.
I pay for my version, so I can have 100. You guys can have 6 on here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they'd raise it, but they won't. They
Yeah.
won't.
The problem is that when you get too many people on there, you get a lot of over talking and you get a lot of jaw jacking, and people don't want to give the time of space for the other person to talk, and they're talking over each other. And it's like, if I want to listen to Gil, what he's saying, and all of a sudden somebody pipes up, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, come on guys, we gotta. So, well, what I'll probably do, huh?
Tell them to show some decorum.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have to do that, but I think it'd be really good to have you guys up there to actually get some of this stuff out.
Well, I just resubscribed to your channel, so you should get a notification.
You just resubscribe to my channel.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Because I have to actually go in, and this is hilarious. I have to go into, and I'm in Gil's live stream at least 2 to 3 times a month, and I'll stop by and I'll say hi and everything else. Usually when he goes live, and I still have to about every 3-4 months, my bell will be unchecked, and I'll have to go back and I have to check it. And it's just like, really, I'm still part of his channel, you idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that so-called smart, intelligent AI.
Yeah.
Not anymore, if I ever heard one.
So, Gil, you still got my email?
Should here. Let's see. Come on. Let's see. Go to this.
Should be Sergeant Recon 6 at Gmail.
Okay, I'm looking to see my contacts, all contacts.
For Splat, it just went down.
Here, by the time he finds it, I can put it in a chat and give it to him again.
Shoot.
Dang.
Not in here.
All right, it's in the chat right now.
Okay. Let
Um,
me go over here.
we'll grab that up, and
Have to approve that.
I will send you guys an email because we're going to get everybody together about 8 o'clock tonight, and we're going to discuss what we're going to do when we go live. So I will send me an email, you guys. That way I have your email, and I'll send you.
Got it.
Huh?
I'm just telling Gil, let me know when he's got that copied so I can delete it, so it's not left out forever in chat.
Shoot, I saw something fly by there for a second.
Yeah, I approved it because it hides it automatically.
Yeah. I'm looking for it, but it scrolled out of sight here. There it is. Okay, let me highlight it. Control C, and
It's in the private.
I got it.
All right. So guys, send me an email sometime today, and then I will send you the Zoom room link, and it'll walk you through how, if you don't have Zoom loaded up, it'll walk you through all that stuff too. And then we're going to all meet in the Zoom room at 8 o'clock. And then we're going to discuss what we're going to go through and kind of go through the criteria. And then you'll meet New York Prepper. His name is Greg. And we can go through that.
All right. Italy just passed us back. Italy passed us. They're now at 80,000. So they jumped 5,000 ahead of us.
What were we saying, Soap?
Just a little bit of info. Mr. Duty Ron does like to exaggerate some things once in a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Duty Ron is
retired police detective. Yes.
Yep, and he's a good friend of one of my subscribers who's a firefighter down in New York. And then to give you a little heads up, New York Prepper is a firefighter 2 counties over. So these guys kind of all know each other. But New York Prepper has a lot level head. But what he's having an issue with is talking about this on his channel. YouTube has put him in the bottomless hole of YouTube land now, and he's seeing his stuff just declining. Like last night, we sat through, I bet you, 2 hours of him trying to show him where to go look and find stuff, and actually prove to him that YouTube shadow banning him and hiding him because his numbers have just totally. He went from having 200 people in his live streams down to 80.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if I had 200 in my live streams. I think I'd flip out.
Well, guys, get ready because we'll have easily, we can have 50, 60 plus in ours on this one, especially if he gets his clan in here. So it could get pretty, chat could be get going. So,
I'll have 3 monitors watching the chat. So,
and then Gil, I know you're a mod. So, Soap, I'll put you a mod as soon as you pop into the chat over there.
I sent you an email. So,
okay. So when we get into the live stream tonight, usually I don't have any problem with any kind of trolls, so I don't think I will on this one either. But if we do, you guys start seeing crap go flying around.
Since we caught my troll admitting that he had me swatted, we haven't had no issues.
Did you catch him?
He was stupid enough to come into Gil's chat and admit that he did it.
Yeah.
He didn't do it on my chat. He did
it on my chat.
Swatted, which I know my sheriff's department, they know me, so they knew there was nothing going on.
Yeah.
But of course,
and then while he was on there, I reached over and I go, "Hey, dude, this is who I used to work for." Guess what? Expect a knock on your door.
he hasn't been back.
Well, I bet you. I wonder if he's looking on through the bars. That's a felony, ain't it?
No. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it's 3. It's besides state and county crimes. It's now 3 federal. There are 3 basic federal charges. The feds will fire at you right off the bat, and if anything serious happens, then they start adding on other violations.
I seen you changed your hat, so I was wondering where you had your other one hid. So
yeah, I got all my hats off to the side here. I got my my DHS hat. I got my Niles Canyon Railway hat. So yeah, got my cowboy hats up on the wall over there.
Can you imagine that kid's face or that guy's face when he found out when Gil throws that out? Oh, by the way, you idiot!
Yeah, we haven't had any.
Hey, Kathy. We got North Star Prepstetter in here, folks.
The ultimate mod.
Yes, she is a super mod.
She's super mod.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right now it's like let me get the other one up here.
I'm already been one of her subscribers. So
yeah.
All right, guys. I will talk to you tonight.
Okay, Italy, you passed us back. I think you said that, didn't you?
All right, and I'm going to here. If I can't. Okay, come on. Once you're a mod, I can't go in and view your. Can I?
What?
Let's see it. Oh yeah, I can. I just got to go in here. I got to find it. For some reason on your the deleted. Let me see. Let me try something here. I'm trying to pull up. Come on. There we go. To go to. I'm trying to go the cheat way to. Yeah. Okay. No. Where is it? Yeah, I'm trying to find. Okay. Mark, go ahead and put another comment in there. Just something.
Just something.
Yeah, just even if it's just a period, like Howie likes to do.
You mean Food Forest?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. There.
Mine
now I
should
can
be
go
at
to. There we go. Go to channel. All right. Because I'm going to throw your link up in there for everybody to go to the live stream tonight, 8:30.
Remember the
and that's 8:30 Central Time.
Central Time. Yep.
Okay. And
one of the things we're going to be talking about tonight is also not all this topics, but we're starting the Survival Garden series. So a lot of that kind of stuff is going to be talked about tonight.
And see, that's how fast Kathy is. She's already got you in there ahead of me.
It's really, that's the cool thing of we got mods like that too that'll blow it up. And when you have a good mod there, you cannot beat them. They're worth the money and gold because man, oh man, there's
I
some
keep telling
good
Bill
ones
he
out
needs to raise her pay, but he keeps saying no. I'm trying, Kathy. I'm trying to get your pay raised, but he keeps telling me no. I think, Kathy, if you send him some of that cornbread you made the other day over to his house, I think he'd increase your pay.
Well, somebody's talking about that 2 months ago before I went on my winter challenge, and I got home and I had such a craving for cornbread that we went up and bought a couple boxes, and let me tell you, can't beat it.
I had it 5 minutes ago, but nobody answered me.
That's how she beat you.
Lori had the link.
Lori had the link. Well, I was probably looking over here when it was scrolled by on the chat. Yeah, that's being up here. It's kind of hard to keep an eye on the chat all the time, especially when I'm trying to pull up other screens and stuff and update data and stuff like the Royal Lab data and stuff over here.
You just got to get a couple more screens or
I got three screens.
You need another 3 more, I think.
Well,
I just need a faster. Right now, I'm working off a Dell laptop. I need a big gaming desktop that has the power to do all the stuff faster.
Yeah, you got to get. If you guys are checking into that and you really want one, Gil, go. The guys from CyberPower PC built mine. Mine is a streaming laptop it was a gaming platform, but they set it up for streaming and rendering. They are awesome people to work with, and they will set you up.
All right. And what was that company again?
It's called CyberPower PC.
Cyber Powered PC.
Yeah, they do make some really nice desktops as well.
Yeah, mine is a huge desktop. I don't know if I can. Maybe I can bring the other camera in here and show you guys.
Cyber Powered PC. There it is. Boom.
There it is. Yeah, you will not be disappointed at all.
And they are respectable in price.
They will make you a computer. You can call and talk to the tech guys. You can tell them what you want to do, and they will set you right up, and they will put everything in there.
Ooh, yes. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I would love. Yeah. Oh, money. Yeah.
Hey, but you got a stimulus check coming. Stimulate the economy by buying a new desktop.
Yeah, unfortunately, my wife is going to put that stimulus check against my credit card bill for this last month.
How much is that stimulus check that they're going to be so-called sending out to us?
$1,200 per adult.
Yep.
In the family, and $500 per child in the family, if you make under a certain amount.
And what's that under that certain amount?
90,000.
98,000 a year.
Oh, 98.
All right, so I don't make Gil's money, so I'm okay.
Yeah, my money is retirement money right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and there, see, Kathy did it again. There it is. Bam, she's got it in there. Woohoo!
What's that?
The link for Cyber Power PC. Got in the chat already.
You guys, I mean, depending on what you guys do, like we do a lot of rendering and a lot of videos, and I use Filmora for my stuff. And let me tell you, I watched a guy that had a normal computer, and it was actually a gaming laptop, and he had to render each piece of stuff that he put in there. Well, when he talked me into getting Filmora and he saw me light mine up and I'm dropping stuff in there and I'm running it and edit it, and he's like, how can you do that? You don't have to render nothing. I said, that thing's got all the power and then some. It's like putting the, it was set up for gaming. It has the best card. I think it's got an i7 in there. It's 8700K, so it's overclocked. And then my graphics card and everything like that's in there. And then the audio and everything that they put into these things are just unbelievable. And I'm running, I think I got, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 terabytes of hard drive here.
Yeah, with all the videos I've got done and the videos I need to get done, not talking about other types of videos, I need more storage. I am out of storage.
I'll tell you one to get. This one I just recently found out it's from My Passport, and it's called the Wireless Pro. So you can take this thing anywhere and you can dump your chip. So you can charge this thing up, take it with you when you're filming, and you can pop your SD card in here, and I'll unplug it and I'll show it to you. And so it looks like this, and it's actually my Passport Wireless Pro, and it has a USB port for your sticks, and then it has the chips in here, so you can dump your files right on this thing. And what's the other thing that's cool about it is I can access this thing through my phone and pick up any picture or video that I want. And this, you can, like, this is 4 gigs right here. So if you're looking for another one to be able to have a hard drive that you can carry, especially if you're a creator, this is a huge aspect for us as creators.
I want to kind of go a little bit old school with new technology. I want to build a desktop that's running on a RAID array.
That would be cool.
That would be much faster than even an SSD drive. If you set up 4 SSD drives in a RAID array, so it mirrors, as well, you set up 2 to mirror and then 2 to split. Yeah. You not only save a lot of information, but you can access it 10 times faster than a standard array.
So you don't want a solid drive then, huh?
You can set up the solid state drives that way too, and that's the way I'd want it set up. But it takes somebody who understands RAID arrays to set it up properly. And unfortunately, that's old school technology to some of these techs nowadays. I've been playing with computers since 1977 when the Tandy TRS-80 came out, or as affectionately known by techies, the Trash Can 80. I started coding back then. I forgot more than most of these people were ever learned.
Yeah, that's what I was saying last night. Is I've got so much stuff in my head that I forgot a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Thanks,
Kathy.
North Star Prepper. We try to one of the things that we learned also to an old guy. I don't know if Gil, if you were in that chat or not, but he said to me that I had my backdrop of my bushcraft camp, and he said that he was spending more time looking around at my backdrop and looking at my bushcraft camp and not paying attention. So I was repeating myself like 5 times that live stream because he was so wondering what was going on behind me. Yeah. So we learned to do things a little bit differently with our backdrops because they're nice to have and they make things interesting. But at the same time, you can make them too busy and then people, oh, what's that in the back? What move it? I mean, he told me one time, hey, can you move over to the left a little bit? I want to see what's in that little hut. I mean,
yeah. All right. One thing I got up here right now, real quick, on Kathy Northstar Preparator said here, she's got 150 hours to go till she's monetized. And what Lori did, the other day, she started watching a bunch of her lives. And so she, knocked out a bunch. I had told everybody too on the live stream to, go to, Kathy's North Star Prep Center and watch, just open up a couple of tabs across and play a bunch of them and just make a thumbs up and comment on each one of them and let it play. And that way she can get monetized because she needs to be monetized because she does so much work for us, so many channels as a moderator. She's absolutely fabulous.
All right, North Star, I got 3 of your videos running right now in the background.
I need 580 hours.
Well, I can tell you guys right now, when you come over tonight, if this goes the way we're planning on it, most of you guys that are close like that, we recently, since we've got into these other genres or niches or whatever else, we jumped up almost and yesterday alone, I had over 100 new subscribers.
Cool.
So the people that are coming in now, they are reaching out. Cause like I keep telling everybody, the only way we're going to get through this is if we stick together.
Right. And we got to change one aspect though. Our government keeps saying social distancing, and we need to bring this up tonight. It's not social distancing. We need to physically distant. This is the time when we need to be social. Via phone, Facebook, whatever. We need to stay reaching out to our friends and family, especially people we ain't talked to in 10, 15 years and saying, hey, I'm kind of bored right now. Hey, what you been up to?
Right.
Them talking so people's brains don't start to fry from either an overload or underload of proper information.
like I've been saying on all my live streams, and it's been kind of now it's a joke. I'm like, Gil, you're closer than 10 feet above me, and I'm pointing up at you guys as I'm doing this. I'm like, hey, you're closer than the 10 feet, and you need to back up. You're in my face. But that's exactly what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to get out there and be more social with other people's live streams and get people connected together and talk about things, because guess what? We're human nature is that we're social butterflies. We need to talk to other people. And you're absolutely right. Social distancing, isn't it? It's you need to get away from everybody. And that's a good point you brought up. The 5 kids walking down the street together. That should be happening.
There's a dozen kids outside playing right now, like it ain't no big deal. It's spring vacation for them.
Yeah. What really ticked me off about talking about kids and stuff was the fact that the governor of Florida had her lockdown order in place, written up, and put it off doing it for several days because of all the spring breakers. Didn't want to offend them and say, bullpucky, slap that down, kick them out of the state, tell them to go home.
The governor, which is a guy actually.
Oh, guy, okay.
He says, yes, we have the lockdown order here. I'm going to set it aside and leave it up to each county to enforce. Now, some of those counties did, and a majority of them did not, because they were driven by their butt pants, that little holding thingy in there. They were driven by that instead of,
what's going on right now is you have one of the biggest activities that happen in the spring in the U.S. right now, and it's called spring break. If you go look at like Fort Lauderdale, if you go look at any of the big beaches, they have 50 to 60% of their annual income for that county comes from spring break. Just like us here in the Northwoods, when it becomes wintertime, our counties depend on snowmobiles, because that is a huge income for us, because everybody comes up here to ride snowmobiles. And that's what these governors are looking for. They're looking, just like you said, they're looking for the bottom dollar. And it's not about protecting. It's about how much money are we going to lose this year.
Yeah. Well, how much money are they going to lose when everybody's sick and nobody's going to work?
Well, we got all the money you want. We're printing fake money every day. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Fed was on Today Show talking. Well, yeah, we can keep going. We can keep doing this as long as we need to. We'll print money out of thin air.
Exactly.
Because Samantha Guthrie, even though I don't like some of what she says and does, she asked him point blank, we heard that you guys can print money out of thin air. Is that what you're going to continue to do? He said, yep.
You guys are wondering about toilet paper? There you go, because it's going to be worthless in a little bit. That's because the only thing that's going to be good
if
for.
We're not careful. A downside to this, and it goes not just for our country, but all countries, is going to be super inflation.
You guys got to look at it. One of the things that I'm thinking about, okay, we're pumping all this money into the economy. It's not worth nothing the way it is now. What happens when stuff comes back online? You got all this money in rotation that is not backed by anything.
Super inflation.
And super inflation. And then you're going to have, I've been watching my silver right now, because silver is, I was told way back in the day that silver could possibly be worth $5,000 an ounce when the economy crashes, when they go back to the monetary system.
Guess all what? Right. This continues to go. They're not going to go back to a monetary system. They're talking going to a complete digital currency.
I heard that the other day. Yep. Because somebody was saying with a stimulus, and it was talked about in one of those press conferences. So if you guys want to go check this out, you can look at it.
Kathy, he's in Wisconsin.
He said in that meeting that there's people that, and this blew my mind. I didn't know that some people do not have a checking account or have a bank. I thought everybody did, and he said, so they had to find a different way to get this stimulus package. And your comment that you just made about being that our digitalist system was brought up. Mm-hmm. And it kind of blew me for a loop there. Cause I'm like, first off, well, wait a minute. I thought if you go to work, everybody has direct deposit.
Well, see, most companies are going to a card of some sort for direct deposit.
Yep.
Those done at Home Depot, because it makes payroll faster and easier on those people who are doing the payroll.
Mm-hmm.
One person now can do payroll for a major company like Lowe's or Home Depot, whereas before it took 15 to 20 people to do payroll, because it was some of it was checks, some of it was direct deposit, some of it was, a third party card, what have you. Now one person can do payroll for an entire company, because all they got to do is go click and it's done.
The North Star says, "Oh, hey neighbor." Yeah. I should put. I thought everybody knew what WI was Wisconsin. I should put WIS in there.
Just on your name, because you only got Rolling Homestead for your name tag there.
Oh yeah.
You put WI on there, it would have showed up.
Yeah, there's, those are the things that I've been wondering too, is when we start dropping trillions of dollars into the system here of garbage.
Venezuela.
That was brought up yesterday too, believe it or not. Yep. I mean, what are we going to do?
No, I'm not, I don't deal fear porn. I deal with reality. And that's why some people have chosen to not watch me anymore, because I'm not going to deal with falsehoods. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am not a rainbow and unicorn channel. You will not see rainbows and unicorns here. You will get facts. And if the facts scare you, and guess what? The facts aren't the issue.
That's exactly how we do things too, is we don't want, I'm not a fear mongering channel either. We're more about telling what's out there now and the truth. So Gil, you got that internet fixed yet?
Yeah, I just love Sparklight.
Well, guys, I will. TP will be worth more than exactly. That's another thing that just blew my mind. Who pulled that one out of the cupboard and used that one? Because I saw that as soon as everybody started. That was the same situation as the 22 rounds. So, a niche got put out there, and all of a sudden everybody's out there buying 22 rounds, and then for months we're fighting to find any. And the same thing with
9mm, 9, 38, 357, 357 SIG, 40, 45 ACP. You can't find hardly any pistol rounds, because guess who's buying it? It's not us preppers. It's those people on the left side of the aisle going, oh my gosh, I gotta have a weapon, and I gotta have boo-boos, I gotta have bullets, I gotta have this, because they're gonna come take everything away. They're the ones panic buying. Us preppers are going, you idiots. You're just making it for everybody else.
Mark,
what?
The toilet paper thing has been an issue since that I've noticed since 1971 during the Silmar earthquake in Southern California. Within a week after the earthquake, my mom went to buy stuff at the grocery store, and there was no toilet paper.
It just
the run on commodities on major disasters: toilet paper, bread, milk. Those are it goes in that order. Boom, boom, boom. And now because they have bottled water. Bottled water has overtaken the milk. So
somebody's telling me that they bought a case of Fuji water. They ordered it online. It cost them over $50. Now, my first question was, why in the heck would you pay $50 for water? But that's because I got a nice well in my yard, so I can't put that thought process on my head.
My theory is this: as long as the tap works, I've got water. The tap quits working, I got a stream over there. I know how to boil it and filter it and clean it so I can drink it.
Yep.
Okay.
I got a 3,500 gallon swimming pool that's full right now.
Yeah, and that chlorine in it will keep it fresh enough to drink. All you got to do is boil it and filter it just a little bit, and it's drinkable.
Yep. That's a concept and the theory behind this. And, I guess I never really called myself a prepper. I've always been a homesteader, but it's in the same category because we do things the same way. We put our food up for the winter and everything like that, but we're more sustainable because our stuff comes back every single year.
Yep.
As long as I put a seed in the ground and I get that seed in the fall and I put it away, I've got my food for me. And that's kind of what we're looking at, trying to educate those people. Because some of the biggest questions I get is, I live in an apartment. All I have is a deck. I said, you can't go find a pot. You can't make a tier box. There's ways to grow if it's in a swimming pool or a kiddie pool. There's so many other ways to grow food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I did my live stream. Was it Friday or Saturday? Last week was on that specifically on different, it was greenhouses, grow lights, and we talked about grow lights. We talked about indoor gardens, window gardens and stuff like that as well. And it's like there is tons of information out there on that stuff.
Here's another thing for you guys. If you haven't checked them out, microgreens. We did this a couple years back, and it is a huge, huge thing. What's really cool about it is in 10 days, you have a full crop to pick from. Yes, they're smaller, but they pack a punch. So if you don't have, if you're in a house and you cannot absolutely grow something outside, go check on the microgreens. You can set them up pretty easy with the grow lights. I got like a 7-tier system for the microgreens. And so that's 7 different trays that I can have of arugula or, the salad, sprouts, whatever I want. And if you look at the nutrition value of microgreens, it's huge. It's as big as if you go eat a carrot. So there's other ways around things too.
I was going to show him something, but now I can't find it.
Mm.
Remember the other day when we were running through the UV stuff and we found the ones for inline water?
Oh yeah.
The osmosis systems you
No,
talked
sir.
about?
No, sir. This is UV light that you hook inline with your inline water system in your house.
Yeah.
And sanitizes your water.
And this was on
Okay, let me ask you. So last year I had my water tested, and we have the quality of our artesian well. And right now I don't have my water. So my water system is I got a water softener, but it is not hooked up to my main kitchen sink. So that's where we get all of our tap water from. Why would I want to put one of those in my house?
hang on here. Oh, you got it? Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, throw his up. I was just going to find it. I had it in my thing. Yeah. The ultraviolet stuff kill, sanitizer one. Yeah. The like on my house here, Mark, I have we're on city water here. It's a small little city, quarter-mile square city, real small city.
Yeah,
we're on city water, but it's very hard water because it comes out of it's out of a local well, and the water here is hard. So I have a water softener in my house that feeds only the hot water heater.
Okay.
So, like when we, like if I'm washing dishes and stuff, if I'm running straight hot water, I can feel it. It's not taking the soap off. I crack the cold a little bit, get some of that harder water. You can feel the soap just disappear off the dishes.
Yep.
One thing I plan to do down in the basement next to the water softener is I'm going to put a T in there because I got PEX pipe. I changed out all the copper and all the galvanized pipe to PEX. So I'm going to put a T in there and pull off of the water between the water softener and the hot water heater. So I got cold water, run it over, run it through a UV, and have it to fill my drinking water.
What is the inlet and outlet on that thing? Can you guys, does it tell you? I see it only at 12 gallons per minute.
I would be willing to bet.
I think it's 3/4 inch.
3/4 inch. That's pretty much standard.
Right. Set up for standard household plumbing.
Yeah.
The reason you would want one of these is in case poo-poo hits the fan harder than what it has, because this is just a mild poo-poo. And sanitation systems in cities are shut down due to lack of employees or lack of power grid function. Then our water system will get contaminated, and it'll take a lot longer to hit someplace like yours, which is on basically an artesian well.
Yeah.
It'll take a lot longer, but eventually it will hit that. This would prevent any living molecules from entering into your home, because that's what UV light it does. It kills protozoa, bacteria, viruses, and stuff like that.
You see, what we did is, because this was our house is old and they had the old PVC pipe in here. So what I did is, coming off of my well pump, I've got a 1-inch main coming into the PEX the hub, and then everything coming off of that is 3/4. Because if I got to go water the chickens or water the animals, and I got to run 200-foot long hoses, I got enough pressure when I get out there. So I'd have to reduce that.
No, that's 3/4 inch right there. So it would match up with your PEX.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like what was it? Was
I would do something like this for the ones going to, say, a sink in the kitchen or a sink in the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. On Tuesday night, the topic was about water filters and stuff. And that's one thing we talked about is, if you're going to get if you want to a water softener system. You know, don't run it to the outside. Don't run it for the whole house where it hits all the outside.
Right. You only want
Yeah.
it to run to your like your washer, your dryer, your hot water heater.
Yeah, hot water. It's like ours. We don't even run. All we do is hot water. So on a washing machine, the hot water has been softened. The cold water has not. So basically, the cold water rinse gets all the soap out, whereas the hot water gets it activated. You know, and it's able to get all work with the clothes and stuff, which is a win-win. But if using EV system add to it or add another type of filtration system to it, I'm only going to have that filtration system.
I was gonna say, Gil, you better start shutting down tabs because you're gonna lose it again.
He did. In my family is not supposed to slice and dice your thumb. That is not acceptable, especially this time of informational needs.
Yeah.
So now you can't focus on what's going on. I'm going to close that. But yeah, I think that's a valid item for those who live in urban areas, especially.
The other thing that we found out
Because
here,
they can still filter it.
when they back in the day, they used to dump gallons and gallons down the wells to kill the bacteria in there.
Mm-hmm.
We recently, through the company, because when we bought our place, there's actually a brand new septic system, brand new well pump, and all that stuff. They are now putting vinegar down the wells instead of the bleach.
I don't know about vinegar personally. I've never checked to see if it's ability to kill viral entities.
I don't know. We make our own apple cider vinegar, and it does wonders for a lot of stuff. I know it has a lot of good cleaning properties in it as far as that goes, and you don't have the toxic smell of bleach and stuff like that. But I was actually shocked, and actually when they got the test back after all the times that they were flushing and dumping bleach down there and flushing, that's what happened is they burnt the pump up trying to get the right reading. And so they tried something different. They put a new pump in there, and then they took his dad or something, said, "Why are you doing all that bleach? Just use a couple gallons of vinegar and it'll take care of the whole problem." So he dumped it in there. They flushed it for a day. They come back and they're like, "Wow, this test is better than it has ever been." And that's when we found out what we really had. I guess there was some kind of film on the side of the wall of the pump casing that was giving this bacteria readout. And when they got down in there and they got that all flushed out, it came back awesome. So it's a really, well, I guess it was a good learning experience for us, because I'm actually looking at putting either points in, like out by the chicken coop or out by the fence for the cattle and stuff. I'm actually looking at points, but we have a clay sandy soil. And my biggest concern is how long before that thing plugs up, and I don't want my animals getting, because we do have bigger fields. They grow potatoes out here. They grow commercial green beans, and I don't want that crap in my water for my animals. So.
Right. So yeah, that little item could be beneficial even in your area then.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
It's decently priced too. I mean, they do have higher outflows. Well, that's 12 gallons a minute. That's average for a household. They have smaller ones. So, I mean, for you, I would take and put like in the kitchen area, which is where most water is used. I'd put the 12 gallon per minute one in the kitchen, a 6 gallon one in line for your bathroom.
Yeah. Especially, for brushing your teeth and stuff like that. If you're going to have, that's a good idea. I might have to check into that.
I mean, it's not cheap by any means, but it's a lot better than taking a risk of getting some kind of protozoa or something that leaches in from the
Right.
pesticides, or with some, Joe Schultz farmer down the road uses GMO crap and sprays it and keeps it from leaching into your well.
The other thing too is, we've got the copper filters. I got the Berkeley filters. I've got all of those kind of things that are set aside for a rainy day too. So
yeah, I'm going to actually pick up a portable. Well, he's not here, but I can't bring it. But I can explain what it is.
Back in the day, they had it's a portable one, and it's out of 2 5-gallon pails, and it's a Berkeley system, and it's using the filters. But I think you can get this whole thing, instead of spending $400 for a Berkeley system, you can do this for around $100. And you're using the same filters, the same concept. You're going through the top, you're pouring everything in the top one, it filters through into the bottom one, and that's what you're drinking out of. So you got 5 gallons of drinking water.
Right.
that's another good way of doing things too, if you have that issue. But hey, I got a question for you that I was asked last night. Pool shock.
Mhm.
Everybody's having an issue trying to find bleach, but pool shock you can buy by the case.
Yep.
Huh?
It works.
What's the dilution though? Because that's really
That I
concentrated.
don't remember off the top of my head, but I'll see if I can't find it before we get started tonight.
Okay, because I've got probably a couple cases in the shop right now for our pool for pool shock, and I'm just thinking,
it's just it has to be diluted down to the proper levels. But yeah, pool shock.
Right.
works too. Kathy, do you still have the link in your text document over there for the crazy cap UV water bottle thingy? If you do, could you post that? Because I don't have that on any of my other systems. And Gil is currently AFK.
he's probably wringing somebody's neck.
On the wall trying to get it to work again. But I found something the other night when we were talking the UV stuff, and they make for $69. It's UV water fire with the bottle.
I'm confused.
There he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The added bonus was this time is that my son-in-law was on his computer when it happened, and his first reaction is, "Oh, unplug
The router.
the router and plug it back in." So it takes twice as long for it to do anything. Okay. All right. So this is the bottle one.
Yes.
There's the bottle one.
Yeah. That is something you might want to consider out there too. It is a bottle with its own built-in UV light. So you just fill it when you get ready to go out in the field and work. And that way you have guaranteed sterilized water.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's the same concept as reverse osmosis for stuff too. They just made it a lot smaller.
And this is UV light.
Right.
Yeah. And so instead of having the little wand thing you stick in the water and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn that on. You can buy the cap separately for $10 less.
Yep.
And put it on any type of water bottle that has that type thread.
Huh.
But should I get a stimulus check, I'm actually going to pick 2 of those up myself. I am going to pick up 2, one for me and one for Charles.
Yeah.
I wonder how do you recharge it up? Has it got a port to?
I didn't look that far ahead. I'll be honest. If we do get to check and I do get them, I will do a review on them.
Yeah.
I will actually take and go down to the creek down here when it's flowing clearly and fill up a bottle of it and just let it sit and check it and let it sit for a little bit.
You got Soap, you got water testers?
I don't. I'm trying to pick one up, but right now they're actually difficult in my area to get.
You can get the little pool testers.
Mm-hmm.
Them will work too.
Or I'll go to Fish Supply. They have the water testers at Fish Supply place.
Yep. It'd be kind of really interesting. I'm going to do that with a creek down by us because I just want to see what that water tests out at.
Yeah.
Before I start doing stuff. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take off. I'll talk to you guys tonight.
Yep.
See ya.
And everybody in the chat, thanks and great to meet you. And I will see you guys later.
All right. So everybody in chat tonight, 8:30 Central Time, Rolling Homesteads channel. The link's been in there a couple times. Hit them up, and we'll see you all there tonight.
Take care, y'all.
All righty. Yeah, and so there's the just the bottle cap by itself, and it says
I think it's USB rechargeable. Actually, I think.
I'm looking here to see what it says here. Systems replacement cap for major brands. Yeah. Doesn't have the added information there on it, but probably
it's USB rechargeable.
Yeah.
It's got a base that it plugs into.
On the other pictures.
Yeah. I found it on the water bottle one.
Okay.
It shows the charging base to plug it into.
All right. Cool. All right. Anyways, perfect. Now that I'm back, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody.
Wide family, $59 for peace of mind that the water you collected out of the stream has no living protozoa, bacteria, or viruses in it. In a situation where that is going to be a massive concern, I think
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can boil it, but you know, if you're having to hike somewhere for bugging out or bugging to a different location, and you don't have time to start a fire because you have to keep moving, filling the water up in there, you know, filtering it as you're filling it so it has no large stuff in it. Put that cap on, throw it in your backpack as you're walking, it's shaking it, you know, keeping everything moving. By the time you need to take a drink in a half hour, 45 minutes, your water is sterilized and safe to drink. So, I mean, that's my personal take on it. I know from where I'm at, if I have to hike out anywhere, I've got a creek near most of the way I've got to walk, and plenty of creeks between here and where I'd go that it would allow me to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Here's the other version on that. It's $40 for this one, but this is the where you got to stand there and put the pin in there, because this is the light part. You got to put it down in the water, and you got to stand there and do it for a minute or so for it. But the other one, like I said, you fill it, you bottle up, you go, and you keep on trucking if you're bugging out. And so the other one has its advantages too. This one's a little bit cheaper, but the other one, you put it on your bottle and you turn it on, and while you're hiking, the bottle takes care of it.
Yeah, if you're bugging in, not going anywhere, the pen may just be all you need.
Yeah. Or if you can have your house on one of those UV light systems, that way you have year round all the time, peace of mind. But yeah, we covered a bunch of this on the Tuesday's one on water filters.
It's always good to bring up extra stuff, though.
Yeah, back up.
Yep.
Yeah, so you got plan B. You got plan B here. You got plan C with the water bottle. You got
plan Z. Shoot them up. I mean, wait, whoa. Where was my brain going? Oh, my cat wants to say hello. Okay. Titan wants to say hi.
And I still have it up here from
Titan.
get my earpiece back in.
Hi.
And then you got plan C. You just have a 5-gallon bucket with a filter in it. And this is one of the ones I talked about on Tuesday. So I haven't put it back down in the shop yet, but I'll put this over here. So
yeah, I'll give you guys a prettier face to look at than my own.
Yeah. So one last look over here. So Italy is
back above us,
760 behind China.
By tomorrow afternoon, if not at the latest Saturday, the U.S. and Italy will be above China.
Yeah. Now, on a point to that, here's something to consider. Every year for the last 4 or 5 years, during January and February, in China, the purchases of cell phone plans has gone up. This year, it went down 21 million subscribers. And they were, the news broadcast that was doing it, they were trying to explain away most of them how, these muches are students and low income housing and all this other type stuff. But everybody's got to have a phone there practically to do anything in China now, because they do point pay with the phones and everything. Well,
okay,
explaining it all away, it left it with 6 million unaccounted for that they couldn't explain away the drop. And they're saying that's probably those that have passed away. So for a true number in China is out of their 1.3 billion that they had 6 million people pass away from this, and they've been lying through their teeth, eyeballs, socks, toenails, and everything else about the actual numbers. So yeah, we will never catch China's real number.
I pray not.
Yeah. So Yeah, so it's not the deceased. They're saying that the deceased may be as high as 6 million, judging by the cell phone plans that have gone. But 21 plans went poof, and they tried explaining 15. They were able to explain 15 millions away theoretically. I don't buy the total explanation, but yeah, it's still 21 million. When you're locking down entire cities and stuff, and then of course they had so many people they never tested over there. So they never counted them because they had people dying in their homes. Oh, we don't know why they died. Well, we don't know that it was a virus, so we're not going to count it.
They only counted people basically that were actually in an ICU unit. So let's take a look at that. The ICU units hit that number.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they counted. And those numbers were not factually reported because we've got the documents to prove it. Well, we personally don't, but other news agencies do.
And they've shown those documents and stuff and videos and instructions, people, sliding on the slide, recording them being instructed. If someone has a heart condition, count that as the cause of death, not the virus, not the red dragon. Anyways, so that's what I'm going to wrap this up on right now is that we are nowhere near as bad as China. Italy is nowhere bad as China, no matter what the numbers say out there, because China is not reporting 86% of their stuff they say is underreported. And I think it's much higher than that. I think it's more like 96% is underreported.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll say 86.
Yeah. But yeah. I hate that little blip thing from the CDC that they're putting out there. Anyways, I was just looking at the numbers here again. So yeah. It's something to be concerned about, but it's not something to be, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. About
the end of the world
as we know it. And I feel fine. Oh.
Wait.
I
was going to put a song on here, but this is your channel. I don't want you to get hit, but I'll do it on mine.
Yeah.
Active.
Would mass rotting disease
They don't have that.
She's asked.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we don't know whether or not it would off the bodies or not. We don't know because China did one thing they were very good about was cleaning it up and tossing them in the incinerator. That's
not a human incinerator. That's one for animals. But why is it belching so much smoke? Oh, there's a lot of dead animals.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't take a Philadelphia attorney to figure that one out.
Nope.
Why are you being a pest, cat?
Yeah. So with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here.
Get your TV.
Yeah. I got mine. I also have my diaper wipes. I have all for my grandkids. I have all my paper towels.
I got a story. The other day when the school actually brought some food over for Charles. So for those who think that I don't feed Charles because it was brought up, I do feed him. He eats 3 meals a day, whether he wants to or not. It's the snacks that he doesn't need to have. Those are luxury items. So for those who were questioning my parenting ability by telling me the other night on live stream, no, you don't need it. You only need 1 meal a day. I was joking. But that being said, the other day when the lady brought over the stuff from the school, she said she traded a 6-pack of beer for 1 roll of toilet paper. I said, look, if you get desperate again, bring me the beer. I'll give you 2 rolls.
Oh,
I will be generous. What am I going to do with the beer? It's going to sit in the fridge. Then when one of these bozos around here are desperate for a drink, come knocking, hey, Dave, do you got anything to drink? What you got to trade for, a fool?
Well, I'll give you 1 beer for.
Give you that pistol, and I'll give you a 6-pack of beer for that pistol.
Or better yet, you just say
they'll do it.
Yeah. Hey, I'll give you the beer for 5 rolls of toilet paper. Make a profit that way. All right, folks. Oh,
See
okay.
you guys.
Germany just jumped up again too. All right. Anyway, I gotta stop looking at that. So hopefully see everybody here tonight, 8:30 Central Time on Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles, Wisconsin. Link has been back in here several times, and I think that's it for this morning. Anything last thing to say, Dave?
Last thing to say.
Okay, I guess that was it. All right, see you guys later.
Bye-bye.